Hey everyone, welcome to Soul Embers. I hope you all had an awesome New Year's Eve and you're feeling really positive and hopeful about 2023, because I feel there's going to be a massive shift in the way we do things in this year. I feel we'll be investing our energy and experience in areas and with people which really bring the value to our lives. I feel we'll be taking responsibility for what we can control and finally letting go of all that enabling behavior that, really holds us back. I also feel that part of that will be letting go of the resistance, or becoming more mindful of the resistance that we feel and releasing that, surrendering that, so things can unfold a little bit more organically. All in all, 2023 is a year that brings more balance and inner harmony. So my question to you is, what do you need to leave in the year that's gone so you can receive and embrace the blessings in this year? Some of you may know what it is that you need to let go of. Others of you may not. Either way, that's what today's reading is all about, and hopefully it will offer some, direction, clarity, or maybe it will just confirm an approach you've already set in motion, which essentially adds more fuel to your confidence, right? So at the end of each year, I take some time to decompress and reflect, and I usually go away for this because if I stay home, I end up working. And this year I chose the most amazing and sacred location to take this journey. And I really wanted to share some of my experience, but most importantly, the outcome, because I just hope that perhaps it'll resonate with some of you, or some of you can relate, and it will give you some clarity or some hope about what the year ahead brings. So if you'd like to go ahead and skip straight to the reading, I would do that right about now though, okay? So as mentioned, I took about a week off and I chose to visit a warm, a laid back and spiritual destination, which is pretty standard for me and right up my alley. And as I started to drop into the moment, all the to-do lists were set aside and I started to reflect on the year that's been, I was simply overcome by exhaustion. Like, it weakened me at the knees, and it made me realize that I, like so many others, had a really tough year. And so as I usually do, I honored the exhaustion. I let it work its way through me. I listened to it, and this is what exhaustion had to say. Despite the challenges I faced, I still persevered. I showed up every day for myself, for my clients, for my daughter, for my family, for my friends. I learned a few hard lessons and I lost quite a few people along the way this year as well. So once I was reminded of all this, I wanted to understand the reason behind this feeling of exhaustion and the purpose exhaustion needed to serve. And this is what I found. The reason I felt exhausted is because I care about my standards and respect the standards of others, that I'm outgrowing and growing all the time. It's a reminder that I'm human, I'm alive, expanding every day. And these feelings are a vital part of achievement and acknowledgement. So as we enter the new year, my wish for you is to lean into what you perceive to be challenging emotions, connect with them, let them share their story with you. Remember that they are vital to your existence and growth. Thank them for fighting your battles. And then once done, remember to release them, once you understand their purpose, so you can take a breather. And trust in your tribe to support and inspire you to rise above them when you feel overwhelmed by them. Just as your support, my YouTube family, my tribe, inspire me to persist despite the challenges and not in spite of them. And so with all that said, I want to take a moment to properly thank you so very much for being a piece of my journey. Connecting with you guys inspires me to walk my talk, to further expand and educate myself, to question my methods and my motives. You inspire me to be the best version of myself because I want to continue to be of service to you. This is my purpose as I'm guided to. And that, my friends, is what great relationships are made of. So here is to a fabulous 2023 for all of us. Okay, Aquarius, let's have a look and see what energy you need to release or what behaviors you need to let go of that could be sabotaging you from receiving those blessings in 2023. So I will draw a couple of cards out. I'm just mindful that this is a general reading. Hopefully one of the two messages or even both of them will resonate with your situation. So let's have a look and see what message do we have for the beautiful Aquarians that I'm connecting with today. What is it that could potentially sabotage them from receiving their blessings? What energy do they need to surrender? What energy does Aquarius need to let go of? What does Aquarius need to know? Who am I connecting with? Okay, one more shuffle, guys, and I'll pick the top card if nothing falls out. So there's one. Let's have a look and see. Do we have another card for Aquarius? Do we have another card for Aquarius? One more shuffle and I'll pull the top card. Don't need to. Okay, so what have we got here? We have surrender to setting limits. It is healthy to set boundaries in relationships. Practice expressing your needs and remember that no is a complete sentence. So Aquarius, you know, one could definitely say that you often think about how your actions affect those that matter most to you, and whether the decisions that you're making are made objectively and in fairness, or they're made from a place of, you know, for your own, let's say, what you view to be selfish needs. The message that I'm getting for you is that 2023 is a year where perhaps the mindset or your perception of what you deem to be selfishness needs to be addressed. You know, we all go through different seasons throughout our journey, and depending on, and everybody's perception changes as they, you know, embark on that journey, as whatever they're dealt with or whatever they attract or whatever the happenings are in their life unfold. Therefore, it is increasingly difficult for you to always make decisions based on what you perceive to be unselfish in as far as they're concerned. You see, your perception of them may not have changed, yet their perception of life could have changed. And therefore, it's so unbelievably difficult to make decisions that will ensure that everybody is treated fairly, objectively, and that you're not, you're not, not imposing, that's not the word I'm looking for. You're not hurting anybody in the process. So again, just to reiterate, 2023 does feel like a time where, you know, surrendering to setting limits is mainly what I feel energetically about what your perception is as to what's right and what's wrong as far as those that matter most to you, and letting go of that guilt, working on letting go of that guilt that's associated with you making decisions that bring you ultimate happiness, knowing that there are people that are not going to be happy, but that doesn't mean that you're that you should not pursue what you intuitively feel is in your best interest. You know, those that love us and those that want to be in our lives will learn to adapt, will learn to, you know, adapt and accept us for within the changes that we need to make, right? So let's have a look at what the other message is, and this may this message may tie in with this original message that I pulled, or they may, resonate separately for you. So take it as you need to. But if I was to tie these tie these messages together, surrendering your addictions, whether you're addicted to substances, food, people, sex, or overthinking, take action to begin to heal the addiction and replace it with the healthier alternatives. So like I said, if I was to tie this together, I would say that, that desire perhaps of being accepted, of being seen to know how to make the right decisions. Perhaps you have been questioned in the past about, whether you follow through, whether you are, whether you are selfish. Perhaps there is an element of projection that's coming from your family unit or from an intimate partnership that's causing you to rethink everything and really question yourself, and therefore you seek that acknowledgement, you seek that approval. Perhaps you've gotten lost in that. So that could be what's going on. Alternatively, maybe there is there is a fear associated with what you could potentially lose if you were to surrender to setting limits. And therefore, you seek other distractions because deep down inside, there is a void. You do feel a lack of fulfillment, and you do feel that you may be stagnant on your path to this point. So in order for you to receive your blessings, maybe pay attention to where you're investing most of your energy in as a distraction. And that could be overeating. That could be, you have a skewed self-image. What you see in the mirror is not who you really are. And maybe you're restricting. Maybe you feel that you need to fit into a certain, certain criteria that will accept you, so you become addicted to, let's say, exercise, or you become addicted to healthy eating. And you get my gist, you get where I'm going with this. Of course, there are always prescription medications and non-prescription drugs that you could potentially be turning to deal with this void, to bring some pleasure as a way of a distraction. So all in all, 2023 seems to be like a year where you really learn to accept how you feel, who you are, accepting yourself, and communicating what your needs are in order for you to embrace the essence of what feels right for you, in order for you to embrace who you really are and start to build confidence expressing what those needs are, so you can make that shift. But let's have a look and see what Spirit's message is for you. What Spirit's message is for you for 2023. What divine guidance do we have for the beautiful Aquarians that I am connecting with? And guys, this deck is made up of fractal art, and it's very interesting the way fractal images affect our energy. It's just, I don't know, I find it really interesting. So if you'd like to dig a little bit deeper into how they go about creating these images and how they affect us when we look at them and their colors, look it up. All right, so let's have a look and see what Spirit's message, what divine guidance do we have? Number 6. This is, now the number 6 might mean something to you specifically. It might be a special number for you. So it might hold special meaning. But other than that, if not, I suggest you look up what the spiritual meaning of the number 6 is. You might find that there is a message within that meaning that really hits home and resonates for you, that you can draw on at times where you feel that resistance as you're trying to set those limits, as you're trying to break free of those behaviors or those addictions, let's say. But as I look at this card, I'm really reminded that I'm just reminded that you are on the verge of, no, let me start that again. Sometimes I find it difficult to articulate what I'm actually thinking. Apologies. So it seems that a plan would be very helpful in 2023 to keep you grounded, to offer you direction, you know, and then when times get tough, so let's say you know what you want to achieve in 2023, and you are aware that surrendering to setting limits, and there are certain behaviors that you may have become addicted to throughout the year that's gone that cause you that hinder your progress. Okay, I feel that setting a plan will really help you stay grounded, will really help you stay on purpose, so that when you do feel that you're lapsing, you can remember, you know, you can remember why you're doing this. You can remember why it's important to let go of the fear of what you're going to lose if you set limits, or what the reward is for you personally that does not involve anybody else. Nobody else needs to see it or be part of that reward. It is yours, right? Think about the rewards when you surrender that addiction. And I feel that you're going to be really, really busy keeping the promises that you make to yourself. But let's read the definition from the book and see what it has to say. So number 6 is advancements. I like this. This is a time of change for you in the physical realm, and it may involve making some big decisions, whether it pertains to changing jobs, making a career choice, beginning or ending a relationship, or moving to a new home. You have some choices you need to make. Trust yourself to make the right choice. Your guides are working with you to help you gain clarity and to move forward in your life. Stay true to yourself and follow your heart's calling. These changes are definitely for the better, both physically and spiritually. Boom. Okay, Aquarius, this ties the message in beautifully. And I'll hold that up for you, because if that does resonate, you know, you could take a screenshot and you can meditate on the energy of the card, the colors, the meaning from the book, and see what thoughts and feelings come up within you, and see where they take you. You know, make note of those things that are trying to come to the surface to be acknowledged. That's a really good starting point of how you're currently feeling and the discomfort that come with those feelings, right? So knowing where you currently stand is really important in order for you to make these advancements, to receive these blessings. You are being pushed, and you are being you're feeling a lot of resistance, because it's time for you to make these changes in your physical world, in your physical realm. And trusting yourself to make the right choice. Your guides are working with you to help you gain clarity to move. Stay true to yourself and follow your heart's callings. So that really stood out to me, because I feel that a lot of the decisions that you have made to this point, Aquarius, have been based on, you know, doing what's in the best interest of the whole rather than what's in the best interest for you. And I feel that 2023 needs to be a focus on what's in your best interest, and just trusting that whatever decision you make, those that matter most, that you matter most to, that have your best intentions, that have the best intentions at heart, will learn to adapt. You know, once they process these changes, they will learn to adapt. There may be some periods where there is some upheaval, but ultimately they will want to be on your page, right? So I hope you guys found that helpful. Have a fantastic start to 2023, and I will see you for your next lot of readings. Bye, Aquarius.